Oh my gosh, that's so good. We recently bought a mocha pot. I wanted to get an espresso machine because I've worked in a lot of coffee shops and I love having a nice little coffee in the morning, and like pot coffee just hasn't been cutting it. But I was doing some research and found out about mocha pots, and so it's like 20 bucks for one of these things, and it makes the most beautiful coffee that tastes and, I don't know, mimics espresso, I guess. I don't know enough about it to say anything smart at this point in time, but I can say that it makes the most excellent iced coffee I've ever had in my house, and I think it actually might be better than iced coffee I've had in coffee shops. So I no longer have to pay $8 for a little iced coffee whenever I want one. But that's not why we're here today. Today we are doing a very slow, unproductive summer morning. Not a morning routine, just a summer morning. I have been, well, first of all, it is sweltering. I am sweating so much right now, and it's only like 8:30 in the morning. But I have been going a little too hard. I've been girl bossing a little too hard for anyone. You all know this about me at this point. I go a little too hard all the time. But when it's this hot and I've been having a lot of migraines because of that, I just want to take it nice and slow. I never take mornings off. Being self-employed when you have 4 Capricorn placements in your chart is really hard because you don't really have any way to regulate yourself. You just work morning through evening when your partner gets home and basically makes you stop working. But I am trying this new thing where I actually rest when I need to rest, and I'm taking care of myself, and I'm actually taking mornings off when I need them. And so this is what this is. I do have to work in the afternoon. One of my editing jobs, we are publishing today, so I'll have to do final checks and whatever. But this morning is calm, chill. We're just gonna like hang out, and it's gonna be really, really nice. I know a lot of my videos are like always super productive and I'm always doing so many things because that's who I am as a person. I'm constantly doing things. But I think it'll be nice to just like slow down, read a book, do some journaling. I might knit. To me, this is calm productivity, but you know what? We are calling it just a calm morning. Where are you going? What are you doing under there? Just hanging out? Since we're already out here, I thought I'd do a little garden update for you. So it hasn't been that long since I planted the sunflowers, so nothing has really been happening there. Sorry, these ones have already been planted like a long time ago, but the ones that I filled in, like, where are they? I guess they're over there. Those have not popped up yet, but that's okay. The gooseberries are starting to do something. I know most gooseberries are supposed to be green, but these ones turn purple before they're ready, so we're not eating those yet. I'm drying some chamomile here and some cilantro there. I know I should probably like put it on something, but I got lazy. Here is the pile of delphinium I ripped out because it was falling over and dying. I still have to put it in the bin. I have not done that, but we're gonna ignore that and look at how beautiful the cucumbers are becoming. They're getting so big. I didn't actually think they were going to. Very exciting. Nothing is really happening here yet, and that's okay because I just planted it, but I am looking forward to all of the carrots and lettuce I planted in here. And then the one lupin that I did not plant that is trying so hard to become a flower and has yet to do so. On days like today when it's just so sweltering hot out, all I really want to eat is fruits and vegetables. And so I went to the grocery store this weekend and bought like so much fruit and so many vegetables that the fridge is just full of them. I did pick these raspberries and blueberries at my grandparents' house though, so that was nice, saving like $10 because like, I don't know, like not to be 80 years old or anything, but fruit is so expensive in the summer. And I'd rather just pick it myself if I can. And so I've been living off of like fruit and yogurt and then salads and basically anything that I don't have to cook. So part of this whole slowing down thing is I'm trying to read tarot every day. I'm not making myself do it if I don't get around to it, but I am trying to. And so I wanted to do a reading for myself this morning, and I was thinking I might show you a little bit of how I do it for myself, just so you can get an idea. I've had people ask me in the past how I read tarot, and I thought, I mean, now is as good a time as any to show you. So of course you start by taking the cards out and shuffling the cards. I have always wanted to get like a little case for these, but I've just kept them in the box the whole time. I don't know, maybe I'll knit something at some point, but for now the box works just fine. So what I do first is shuffle them. Two things. I can't shuffle. I can't shuffle cards. I can't do the cool thing where you go like this and make them do the thing. And so I just go like this and I kind of mix them up this way. Part of it is like, yeah, I can't shuffle. But the other part is I don't really want to bend my cards. I kind of like having them nice and flat and smooth. That's just a personal preference though. Obviously you can shuffle however you want. And while I'm shuffling, I'm thinking of a question that I want to ask. And a lot of the time that question is, what do I need to know right now, if I don't have anything specific in mind? Sometimes I do, but most of the time I'm thinking just, what do I need to know right now? And so I always like to fan them out like this. I don't look at them this way. I have them like top down for myself. And so I'll kind of just pick cards at random, whatever feels good. And I like to pick 3. I could technically just do 1 if I'm doing what do I need to know right now, but I kind of like the nuance of having 3 different cards rather than just like one strict thing. Okay, so cards are picked, they're face down on the table. Other cards go over here. And so then I flip them over and see what I got. So I got the Queen of Wands. Very cool, I love the cat. I got the 4 of Swords. He looks like he's resting, great. And then I got the 6 of Cups, which is a very pretty card. I mean, they're all pretty cards, but whatever. Now, if I'm reading for myself, it's a little bit different than if I'm reading for somebody else. If I'm reading for myself, I like to do it a lot more intuitively. I like to look at the cards and see what the cards tell me and what kind of feelings I get from them. If I'm reading for somebody else, I often go by the meanings in the books. So I have this wonderful tarot Bible that I got at the same time as the cards, because I cannot for the life of me remember what cards mean. Part of that problem is that I don't do this enough, and so I start to learn and then I don't read tarot for like months at a time, and then I come back to it and I'm like, I have no idea what any of these mean. And so if I'm reading for someone else, like just friends or stuff, I don't do it professionally yet. One day I would love to, but that's gonna take a lot of learning. But anyway, side note, so if I'm reading for somebody else, I will then look up the meaning in the book, and I will do that first and just read it out to them, and we'll talk about like what that means for them. But when I'm reading for myself, I put the book aside and I look at the cards and I really I study them. So, and remember, like these are my interpretations of the cards. These are by no means what the traditional meanings are. I just like to do it this way for myself. I think it's more fun. And so for the Queen of Wands, I see that she looks very serious. She has a lot of growth around her, and it seems like there's one sunflower for sure, and I think all the greenery is sunflowers as well. And then in the background, she has this tapestry with more leaves on it. So what I see from this, I see a lot of regality, I see a lot of confidence, and obviously sunflowers mean growth. It could be good harvest. The wands are always very phallic to me, and I think that maybe there's some sort of power. I mean, she's a queen, so obviously there's power, but like a little bit more masculine energy at the same time. It's funny though, because like the whole card is very bright and pretty and hopeful, and then not the black cats aren't hopeful, but he looks very like angry or like he's guarding her. So that's interesting to me. Okay, just to like save on time and brain power because it is hot and I'm tired. I'm not going to go over like the whole interpretation for each card, but I'll give you a little word for each one of what I'm thinking it means for myself. And so this one is, well, 2 words, I guess, confidence and growth. For me, 4 of Swords is rest and protection. And then I'm gonna say the 6 of Cups is love and sharing. And so from there, I'll either just like think about it in my head, like what do these mean to me, or I will journal about it. More often than not, I like journaling about it, but it is like a whole extra step. I find that even just like sitting and thinking about what these mean for myself is really helpful. It helps me figure out more about myself and my circumstances. So that's a very brief overview of how I read tarot cards, specifically for myself. It's just how I've developed doing it over time. And it helps, I will say, a little tip for you, if you want to do that for yourself, like reading just intuitively rather than using the book, I would highly suggest getting a deck that is either like the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, or I have the Golden Universal Tarot. I got this like 10 years ago. I've had it for a long time. And from like what you really want is something with very detailed pictures. And you want to be able to look at the card and figure out what different symbols in it represent for you. Let's do this one. Let's do the 6 of Cups. So symbols in this would obviously be cups, cups full of good things. They've got lots of flowers, 2 people together who seem like they're having a good time. He's giving her something. And then you want to think about like even what's in the background. So there's some greenery. Notice there's stairs going up, or you could see them as stairs going down. But given the overall feeling of the card, I would say it's going up. And big windows, but notice that you can't see through them. So that's what I do, is like, I think part of it is like I am trained in art therapy, and a big part of art therapy is looking at pictures and finding symbols, finding meanings. And so that comes easy to me. And I have been reading tarot for a while, even if I am just like all over the map with it. It is really helpful to get a deck with really detailed cards. And that way you can start reading intuitively for yourself. Anyway, totally did not mean to give you a mini lesson on how I read tarot. I actually want to do like a whole video on that sometime. I think that would be really fun. But for now, we're going to leave it here because I have read my tarot cards. I am ready to, gosh, it's almost work time. But I think I'm going to relax just a little bit longer before I get started for the day.